good for making it sure.
Sorry.
G'day.
I've just got the John Cena theme song stuck on my head now after our week pledge. Oh, g'day everyone.
G'day, everyone. G'day, legends. G'day, superstars. How are you? Big Dog's back. That must be his grand final week because nothing but the best for the best, and it is. It's grand final week. It's Lacehouse preview of the biggest dance party to be held in Melbourne this week is the AFL Grand Final between the Collingwood Magpies and the Brisbane Lions, 2:30 p.m. MCG, Victoria, this Saturday. I am pumped. I am excited. September 30 is going to be berserk, J-Dog. I have not been this excited. What was last year's grand final? That was Sydney. Yeah, Sydney Cats. That was boring. Year before, Melbourne Bulldogs. Understandably.
Boring.
Awesome. Before that, it was 2020. It was 2020. That was Geelong, Richmond.
Good.
Okay. I don't think I've been that excited for a grand final for a long time, Jamie. There's something about this game that I look at them and go, I can't really pick a winner at the moment. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. We're going to get into all of that, and we're going to have a chat about you as well too. But Massive show. All the usual suspects are here. If you haven't joined us before, once again, what's taken you all year? We are Lace Out. I'm Chris Pepper, the host with the most. The co-host with the most is Jamie the J-Dog Wallis, dead set superstar. But more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be spinning magnets. We're not going to be looking at ladders. Forget about all that stuff. We're going to have a little high-level look at last week's games, a little bit of a look into this week's games. We're going to pick our winner, margin, and Norm Smith. If you're on the chat, throw them up there. We want to hear who you think is going to take out the most prestigious medals on grand final day. We're also going to be having the Brownlow ticking along in the background as well too, just giving you updates as we go through it as well too. Before, Jamie, can I just start?
Yeah,
3 votes.
3 votes. If you haven't had a chance to check out the fashions going in, oh my G, the blokes are wearing black, which I think is classy, but the ladies are looking magnificent right now. If you have a chance,
any guys rocking the old flat pointed white shoes and the white belt and the black suit?
Ooh, that's a Pendlebury. That used to be a Pendlebury, I think, there, J-Dog. But I reckon it could be no, there's none that I can see. Dermy, you'd probably get away with that.
Any guys rolling with the old collar over?
Ooh, no one has the flying. No one's got the flying nun going. It's all classy. Absolutely love it. So we'll give you some updates through it as well too. But how have you been, kind sir? We missed you last week.
I did, yeah. Sorry, I had to fly to Adelaide after the capitulation of Port Adelaide's season. That's not true. It's not. Don't believe the rumours. Don't believe what you read and saw, people. I wasn't in Adelaide Airport. That wasn't me. Peps.
Yes.
I couldn't come to last show.
Why not?
And it wasn't just to avoid you and us two having a soggy biscuit session over our football teams.
Oh, God, they're shit, aren't they?
They're so shit. It was because I had another baby.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Wait. I got to get it.
Thank you.
J-Dog. Big Daddy J-Dog. Again, give everybody the news, the name, all that sort of jazz.
Give the stats? All right. So we've got little Vara Wallis. She is a big girl. She's our biggest girl. So she's 3.8 kilos and she's roughly 51 centimeters. She's just a baby. As I say in the classics, just a standard halfback flanker.
Ooh.
And what else do I know? What else is there to say?
How's mum?
Mum, everyone's going well. So we're just adjusting to the family. Yeah, three under the age of 4.
How are the other two tracking along? Have they started to get the jealousies already? Got a bit of jealousy going at the moment.
Just our girl, just the youngest, Naya. She's adjusting. She has to adjust, but we're just trying to work out the new routines as it always is. They are having 3 kids under 4. You've got to work out what's the tactic, who takes who, and what time is their time. So we're just working that out.
You just got to get some daddy-daughter donut time. You slot that in on a Sunday, can't go wrong with that. And then you just got to make sure you look after the big fella as well too, because the boys have to stick together. I'll tell you, you're going to get voted out in probably 5 or 6 years. Tribal council, you're going to be in trouble.
Correct.
You need to get the votes.
Yeah.
need to get the votes. So, congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
How good is that to start up grand final week? Big dog, just another beautiful little bundle of joy to join the Wallis family. And I hope Alira and the family are just tracking along nicely because you're a superstar. Everyone's a superstar. And great to have you back, more importantly as well. Not more importantly, but great to have you back. Rightio, big boy. There were a couple of games last week, couple of preliminary finals. In one word, how would you describe the games themselves last week? Friday night, the GWS Collingwood game. How would you describe that?
Can I say best ever prelim week?
Ooh. So are you talking in if you want to? So you're saying that it was the quality of the games themselves? Was it the two games combined? They were a little bit up.
No, I thought that Fridays was an absolute humdinger. A point to come into the prelim, and everything you spoke about in your preview come true. Like GWS, they've just got so many avenues to goal, and they started to sort of get on top. And another minute or two, I reckon that'd be the other way. The other one, Brisbane, you said it as well. Like they have just got so many avenues to goal who are effective on the scoreboard. And as you said, they come in hot, they come in hard, and they can put 4 or 5 goals on you quickly. And at one point, I was sitting there and I was going, Pep's called this a 5-goal margin. He's not far, and a mini fight back.
You get a couple of cheapies at the back end, but I thought a 5-goal margin would be, yeah.
It was good. It was both two great games.
But I went with the Love Machine on Friday night.
Saw your photo.
Had a ball. I sat next to Collingwood supporters. Almost got in trouble. But you know the funny thing was, J-Dog, right behind us, we had these 3 ladies behind us who are absolutely off their heads.
Yep.
Drunk as skunks. Mm-hmm. And they were having sexy talk behind us.
Jesus.
Whilst we're watching the ground. It was like, press red for head. That's what it was like. It was going off. And they were just going absolutely nuts behind us. And they were going, Melbourne supporters, yeah. And they realised we were Melbourne supporters, and it was awesome. But that game was sensational. And I'm absolutely spewing. I will say something because it's going to be getting dragged. And I'd love to hear what everybody else...
Don't go early, man. Don't go early.
But there was something that was going to get completely dragged, probably mainly on the Friday night game. Didn't see it as much on the Saturday. But that Saturday afternoon game... The twilight, the 5:15, 5:30 start, if they ever wanted to run a twilight grand final, that's the time frame. I reckon it just works. It works nicely. It's not too late. It actually gets really exciting as the game starts to move into that darkness phase. It gets a little bit more exciting on the eyes, the visuals. When they were 5 goals down, I've gone, oh no, the ultimate nightmare is going to happen. We're going to cop it. But, I don't know whether they were shell-shocked or just Carlton just blew their load in that first quarter, just everything, and then they just didn't have anything left. But they were two.
I don't know.
I honestly think we have got the 2 best teams all year.
Yeah.
I think we've got the best teams playing. Like, even though mine finished top 4, yours finished top 4, you did a Stoza, we did a Kordakova, I think the 2 best teams made it. I reckon, I would have said, though, if it was a GWS Brisbane grand final, I reckon that would have been pretty special. I think a Collingwood Carlton would have been okay as well. So actually, any of those top 4 teams, if they mixed in, would have been awesome. But I think that
you got to put your Melbourne bias aside.
Yeah, but we didn't want Carlton Collingwood.
Carlton grand final would have been the best.
It would have been. Look, it would have been absolutely. I wouldn't have been nowhere to imagine what Ticketek would have been. The Scalpers, Lygon Street. You can't tell me that the Carlton Club have got a few, tickets under the table that they'll be able to sell off to the Carlton crew.
Well, Carlton and Collingwood are famous for their chivalry and their patience. Those crowds,
yeah. And respect.
They are, yeah.
Hygiene,
dental,
optical, physical. The holy trinity of private health insurance. They just fit straight in. No, it was absolutely cracking games. I was shattered for GWS because I don't think I've seen a team make a grand final when they weren't the best team in both their games. So Melbourne lost to Collingwood. Melbourne should have won that, but unfortunately couldn't kick straight. And then last week, GWS did the same thing. You can't give them a sniff. And they jumped out, but then they just came straight back and, well, my love child, Toby Green was a gun. Callum Brown was just immense off halfback. Like it was just a game. Both those games were just, they sit there and, I don't want to go through the stats and that because they've been done to the death. But from a visual perspective, just watching it, it was fast. It was brutal. It was hard contested footy. But there was one element I did not like about both games.
Well, can we talk about the games then now since we're sort of here? We could talk about this game quickly.
Yep. Which one?
Is that all right? We're going to talk about Carlton Collingwood. Oh, sorry, Collingwood GWS.
Collingwood GWS. Yeah. Well, can I just start this one first?
Haley off, Ellingworth on. Bloody winkers.
I have to say this, and if anybody disagrees with me, you've got rocks in your head. The standard of umpiring in this entire final series has been average at best. But on Friday night, I saw free kicks not being paid that even Stevie Wonder from the opposite end of the ground would have been able to see. And you cannot tell me there's no such thing as the Toby tax because Toby Green. God, I was going to say Bedford. Toby Green, they're still in hospital trying to reattach his head to his neck. It got ripped off and they didn't pay it. There was that many dropping the balls, holding the balls, two highs, and the umpires' whistles have just disappeared. And people think that's a good thing for the game. It's actually making it worse because then the ones that they pay, you pay that one, but you don't pay this one. And that's happened in a lot of the games, but it really stuck out on that Friday night game. There were chances for GWS to win that. And they did lose. There was goal kicking issues, etc. But they, when a guy's getting his head ripped off, and we're sitting 4 rows from God in level 4 at the MCG, and you can see it, it's not a good sign. So I really, there's been a word that hopefully none of the umpires that were umpiring that game get a Guernsey. I'd pretty much say the same. Anything now that goes near a goal post, point post, is going for a review. Mm-hmm. Players now are just, ball goes past, they flick, they do that with their hand. Oh, it's touched. Like, it's now getting out of control. Like, it's getting stupid. It feels like to me it's getting stupid. But yeah, the umpiring has been, it's supposed to be good umpiring at the moment. It's just getting worse. I don't know what your chats were going like, but my WhatsApp was burning how things weren't being paid. It was going nuts on Twitter. It was going nuts on Facebook. The AFL really need to go back. The stand rule, get rid of it. It's just, I could go on and on and on. I would absolutely, yep.
Can I lock in my 2024 already?
Yep, go for it.
Take it to the bank. I will not complain about umpires in 2024.
I will.
No, I won't. Because it's no point, and it actually makes it worse because when people, and let's be honest, we're not moving the needle, but when other people, media outlets, have a whinge, the AFL Commission changes the rule and it doesn't make it any better. No. So Stand, I actually like Stand. I know you don't. I like it.
You should be able to move, Jamie.
No, but I like it.
Why?
I like it. The one that's harder to, the one that does my head in a bit, and it kills teams because the penalty is too great, is protected space. Oh. That is the most inconsistent rule I've ever seen.
Yep. Hey, before I get into a few others, I really have to acknowledge the chat's going berserko. Jazzy Chats boy. Jazzy's back from overseas. He's an absolute ball of a time. Tommy Roker hasn't been able to sleep all night because his Gold Coast Sun Reserves won the VFL Premiership. He is on cloud 8, not 9, because that's saved for the AFL team. Davey Salt's back on here as well too. Bo Hawkins was on here.
A lot of guys on the Gold Coast are doing that
lineup. Everybody is going berserk too. So thank you for everybody joining us live on the show, but more importantly as well too, these guys have been with us since day dot. And I've got to do a little bit of a shout out to somebody as well too that we're thinking of as Nick from the Portress podcast. We've spoken to him many, many times over the years, and he's unfortunately his mum passed away, I think, over the weekend. So just our thoughts are with Nick and his family because they've supported us literally since day dot, and we want to just give a shout out from all the lace outers that we're thinking of you. And if there's anything we can do for you, just you know where we are. Rightio.
All right. Game.
Yep.
For me,
Yep.
GWS and Collingwood. Let's stay on that one there. GWS had Collingwood on toast, but what GWS did in the last quarter, and they stuffed it. They lost forward structure. They started with the long high bombs.
Hold on. Don't tell me that Adam Kingsley got his coaching playbook from Simon Goodwin.
Because they had him like that. Everything other to that was going in low and fast to Jesse Hogan, or a chaos ball into the 50, and a Bedford or a Green, or a name any other people going through that forward 50 at the time were just snapping goals left, right, and centre. Then they started to go for this long to the top of the square bombs. And that just allowed Darcy Moore to just set up behind it and just take a nice little pack mark, or a little Quaynard just to get the handball receive out of a pack, and then just kick it to the 65, 70 wing mark and just run it from there. That's where they fell down, I reckon, as that last kick into the 50.
Yeah, no, I think when we look at the games, when I looked at that game, one of the things that really stood out to me was the kicking efficiency. Like it was sharp, it was on point. I know we call them the Ferraris, but these players have suddenly been rejuvenated over the last probably 6 months with Kingsley.
Mm-hmm.
And it just showed, but I look at Collingwood and Jordan De Goey. I know we've given him some stick over the years, and let's be honest, he's probably deserved it. But I will say something. He has absolutely dominated. He just dominated that game. It was amazing just to see him play. The great thing about going to games when you're not a supporter of any of them is you get to see players for literally the first time. I saw Sam Taylor play live. My God. Like, if there's anyone Melbourne could go after when Stephen May finishes, Sam Taylor, please.
Yeah.
Like Toby Green, I can't. Harry Himmelberg, he's had his dramas over the year or whatever, but he was sensational. Connor, I can't pronounce it. Eden was just magnificent as well too. The one that really caught my eye for the entire game was Callum M. Brown.
Oh, Callum M. Brown, yes.
Callum M. Brown. His work out the back line last week was, I was just in awe. He was not beaten once. He was impenetrable, hitting targets. It was easily their top two players for the week, and he was just amazing. It was just amazing to watch them. Just all these players that I wouldn't even say someone like Tom Green didn't have his best game, but just to see him live again was just awesome to see. Finn Callahan, God, they've got a ripper there. Josh Kelly. Even Riccardi before he went injured, I reckon that's where they almost lost it. They didn't have that bigger target to go to in Riccardi, and that just helped Collingwood out a little bit more too. They had to rely on even Hogan. There was a mark Hogan took. I did say, have you ever seen a guy try to catch a bullet in a baseball glove? That's what he did. He literally took the mark behind his head. That's how hard it was hit. It was awesome. So absolutely just loved it. Absolutely. Loved it as well too. So it was a cracking game. And Collingwood, they've got lots of things to look forward to. I do think that Nick Dacos should have been reported and given 6 weeks for his sling tackle. I'm just waiting for the comments to drop in.
Yeah, you are.
None. But De Goey was awesome. Yes. Yep. Just they're going to be a hard team to beat on the G but they're not going to have 100,000 supporters there. They're only going to have 17. And if you're category A,
who was
supporter.
it? Was it Lockie Neal? Who was it? Zorko.
Yeah.
You don't play the MCG, you're playing Collingwood.
Yes, that's exactly right. I love it. And then I watched that game, and by quarter time, I'm going, oh no, it couldn't happen, could it? It couldn't happen.
The dream.
I was speaking to a friend of ours who she's a Carlton supporter, and she's like, oh, my head was about to explode after that first quarter. And then just Brisbane did what they did. They got their run and gun game. They took the game on a hell of a lot more. Danaher, I thought, was sensational. Dunkley was brilliant. Harris Andrews. We can't get Sam Taylor. Can we get Harris Andrews? Like, he was everywhere. He was bang. It was just two cracking games. It was two cracking games. Interesting though. Bit of feedback though, J-Dog, about Mr. Curnow. Mr. Regular Season doesn't do anything in finals. Thoughts?
Players have had bad final seasons before. I rate him. I still think he's a stud.
Yeah, he's a stud. He's got him hanging off him. Let's be honest. He took his brother to the Brownlow. He can do that. I just think they just played on him well. I don't know.
I don't know. He just has one of those things, one of those 2 games, 3 games.
Oh, can I also say, like, I went and watched Brown on Friday night. What about Kitty Coleman off half back? Is it one of the best games you've seen? Like, and I'll say this with respect, a bit of a no-name play. Yeah. Like, he was just off the charts watching him. It was just, what about the big schnoz, Oscar McInerney? Christ almighty, could we have used him kicking in front of goals for the D's this year? Like, it was just that when the big boys play, I still hate Mason Cox. He kicks a goal and does this whole big chesty, wanky American. And then they start cheering USA, USA. And we're just like, fuck off, deport him. But we can't. He's an Australian citizen now. No good. No good. But chat's going off tonight. It's Collingwood versus Australia this week, according to the Jazz boy. Bo Hawkins has said that he's actually stopped, he's paused this new series of sex education for this podcast. That's a man with commitment. We don't have anything sex-related for this podcast, Bo, but I appreciate it.
We are going to do a fast show because we're also interested.
Yeah, we're also interested.
I just think, like as you said there in your preview on YouTube, Peps, Carlton didn't kick a goal for half of football, where Brisbane Lions kicked, I don't know, was it 6, 7, 9 goals, something like that?
That's
just turn around. Like they just score. They just score, and they score so many different ways.
They're good, and look, we're going to give our tips very, very shortly, and we've got a few tips coming through automatically at the moment, coming through on the Chatski. Even Craigie Jones is Port Adelaide JHF 3 votes, and Jamie's just chubbed up as he's heard it as well too. So I think we've got the 2 best teams going into it this weekend, and I'm just excited because one play a run and gun style of football where they go hard both ways. The others have so many scoring options, but their Achilles heel is their back line. But then the forward line that they're playing on isn't as dangerous as other teams.
I don't know the stats, Peps, because we don't have access to this stuff. But is this the first time since the 8-8-8 that the top 2 teams have gone into a grand final?
I think it's since 6-6-6, you mean? Or 8? What do you mean 8-8-8?
Sorry.
6-6-6?
Fuck baby brain. Since the top 8 has come in, is this the first time the 2 top teams have gone into the grand final?
That's a great question. If anybody knows the answer to that one, drop it in the chat, drop it in the comments. I can't remember the last 2. I can't remember the last time it was, to be honest, J-Dog.
Because I know that Geelong did it the long way. They lost their first game and they come from
the
fourth.
Richmond one, they did the long way as well too. I think it's been a while. Melbourne and the Doggies, that wasn't 1-2.
No.
Port was
top that year.
It has been a while. Geez, you've pulled out a good one, haven't you? Baby brain has actually made you think a little bit. Maybe think during podcasts and we'd be actually
should have more kids.
Go now. Just shoot for number 4. 2,000 apparently.
I think all husbands and dads know the answer to that question. No. It would be a
big no.
An F in the front of that.
Fuck no. All right. Couple of good things. Also want to. I do actually want to give some 3 votes as well too, because there is some things. All right. I really want to highlight the VFL Premiership. I had a chance to watch it. If you didn't have a chance to watch the Werribee versus Gold Coast game, cracking game of footy as well too. Gold Coast. I'm sitting there saying, can I grab Chris Burgess? Can I grab Elijah Hollands? Can I like all these names that were just floating around?
No, you can't.
Why not? Because Tommy Roker will crack it.
No, because they're academy. You can't grab top 4. Top 4 kids are academy.
Third VFL game playing a flag. 147 and I didn't get any. That's a disgrace.
Pep. Yes,
mate.
I don't want to get controversial here. Right to be as Australia does into the Eurovision contest.
Mm.
What are they doing there? Get out of there.
What do you mean?
Go play in your own shit league.
Well, they've tried to open it up all the way down the eastern seaboard.
Don't. Play in your quaffle.
Well, I don't know why they don't play in the quaffle. It was better when it was just the VFL, but then clubs merged and they've got 21 teams in this league now. 21 teams.
We have to play the Sandful. Why can't you go play in the quaffle?
They only play 18 games. So you don't even play every team once. That's a shit.
Disgrace.
That's just a disgrace. That is a disgrace.
The VFL is soft these days.
They got to play more than that. That's
Give me VAFA and give me Div 1, Div 2 footy.
Oh, give me EDFL, Div 1, Keilor beat Strathmore, undefeated and champions for the year as well too. But I wanted to hold out to Sean Manor. Did you hear about Sean Manor yesterday, J-Dog?
Coonamanetta, yeah.
6 goals, 27 disposals in a losing team.
6 goals, 27 disposals in a losing team.
Yeah, and one stage he had 4. I think he had 4 out of the 6.
That's Ablett style in the.
He was going off. So I reckon the great thing about it though is it gives clubs the opportunity to see some of these players. He should be on a list. He's too good for VFL, and he's not that big too. So he'd slot in nicely as a forward pockety type as well too. But he can get the ball. So
no, he won't.
Oh,
his chance is done.
You're an asshole.
His chance is done. Mate.
Oh, he's not.
He is.
Yeah.
Unless Essendon want to go and open the syringes again and start bringing a mid-season top-up draft, or West Coast. West Coast would take him. Get West Coast.
Well, should I also talk about that, which has happened today, J-Dog? Did you know that the North Melbourne Football Club have got their funding package?
Amazing.
Oh, did you see what they got, though?
No.
Did you actually see what they were given as a support package?
No.
So let me just go through what they were given. What do you reckon they were given? What do you think they were given by the AFL?
Fresh Colombian cocaine and hookers. The freshest of bags.
Okay. So what happened is they were given, they get a first round draft pick at the end of the first round.
Yep.
And they get 2 picks in the draft next year at the end of the first round as well. But the 2024 picks are up for review. So if they have a good season next year, they'll go, well, we're not going to give you 2 first rounders. We'll give you an end of first and an end of second.
I was just thinking that
a couple extra rookie spots.
Tom just put it in there. North got 3 picks in the top 20. Yeah, because we gave them we gave them some high-end stuff in JFH last year.
And if they get a first round compensation pick from Mackay, they'll have 4 picks in the top 20.
Tell you what, this smells a bit like the Gold Coast Sun concessions.
It does. Oh, I reckon that these are not as bad as the Gold Coast Suns. Like, they've had everything given to them.
You are just fishing. I know you so bad.
Well, you're doing the same thing, but they've only won 12 of their past 84 games, so they are shit.
Any money? Any money other than the Clarkson contract?
No, they can't.
Just
picks. Can't, because Gold Coast has got all the money. Isn't that right, Tom Roker? Love it. I just love it.
The second last show. Let it get a bit loose.
Yeah, we're getting a bit loose. All right. So, but yeah, the quality of the game was fantastic. So good congratulations to the Gold Coast for winning their grand final. Lots of local leagues had their grand finals over the weekend, so it was good to see them get some success as well too.
Yeah.
But we know it's all going to be coming down to this weekend as well. All right. So we know this weekend is the AFL Grand Final. It's going between, obviously, the Collingwood Football Club and the Brisbane Lions. We've had a bit of a chat about it before. I don't want to get into a deep dive over all of this because there's so many ways we could pick this apart. But I'm just going to throw it out there, J-Dog. I want your opinion on who and why, and who do you think is all going to what do you think the game is going to be played out? Norm Smith, all the usuals, and then I'll give my opinion and I'll read a few of them out that are coming in off the chat as well too. Because I think the game is, like I said, 2 contrasting styles. Geez, I tell you what, Jazz Boy, Charlie Keegan saw the AFL.
You've started something here, Peps.
Jazz Boy, shut up, Keegan. Oh, it's going off. It's going off.
You've done that. You've done that.
Right. I've started that. Oh, yeah, Giants get more money. Here we go. It's all going, yes. See, that's why it's called Tinder. Just get a little bit of a burn. It just ignites. All right, big guy, go for it.
All right. So you want me, I have to pick a winner?
I want you to pick a winner. I want you to pick who do you think's going to win? Where do you think the game's going to be played? That's all. Go for it.
All right. So I'm going to go Brisbane Lions by 3 goals. And the way that they're going to do it is I think that they're going to put their hard tags, going to put some of their experienced players on your day cosses and stuff and choke it down in the middle. And then from there, I just think that Cameron will get a little bit outdone in the middle. So out of the ruck, I reckon they're gonna choke down the midfield.
Yep.
And then I just think that I think Brisbane have got too many, a good mix of tall and medium forwards, which Collingwood won't be able to contain. And Collingwood don't have enough speed when the ball hits the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. So you gone 3 goals. Normie, do you have a Normie?
Norm? Who would like to see Norm?
Who would I like to see Norm?
I don't know who I'd like to see Norm. Come back to me on that one.
Right. So with me, I think it's going to be an interesting game. 2 contrasting styles, like I've said. I just think the firepower for Brisbane is all across. Collingwood have a sensational backline. We know what their backline is. It's seasoned. It's proven it can stand up in finals. And I think that's where the game's going to be won. I don't think it's going to be won down the other end of the ground. I don't think Collingwood can kick a big enough score with McStay out as well too. So that just frees up another big guy. Who are they going to put down there? It does shuffle it around. I know that they said they've got backups and all that sort of stuff, but it does cause issues with the structure side of things. I thought Josh Dacos last week was pretty good. He got a run back into him as well too. He did get a bit of the ball, but I don't think it made me go, Nick Dacos didn't make me go, oh, okay, then well, he was one of the BO. Like he was, I don't think he was a BOG type of like to go he was. He was sensational. But I just like with Nick Dacos, I like what Quaynor comes off the halfback. I like Chris coming off halfback, Maynard. Mitchell's a bit of a plotter. Still side bottom is probably playing arguably the best footy in the last month I've seen him play in all his career. He's just been magnificent in every final so far. Yep. Maynard loves coming off there. Got a bit of speed with Lipinski. Bobby Hill is someone that you just can't underestimate. I wouldn't be surprised if they threw a bit of a spanner in the works in the first quarter, if they threw Jeremy Howe down forward, just to try and change it up a little bit and try and stretch the Collingwood forward line initially, because they know that they played a lot of footy without him. And so they were able to work that structure out. Try something different in the first quarter. If it doesn't work, you can change it back. The thing with Brisbane, their scoring power, I think Eric Hipwood in the last couple of weeks has really stood up. I thought his goal kicking, especially, to sort of get them back on track. A lot of younger players might have shafted theirs, kicking points, etc. No, he was going straight through the big sticks. Loved what he was been doing. Danaher, the move up to Queensland has just been sensational for him. Like the footy he's playing, and it's not just the close to goal football that I'm really liking. I'm liking him really going up the ground because his ball work up the ground is sensational. He's a fantastic kick. But when you've got Connor McKenna coming off halfback, like there's speed there. You've got Zorko through the middle. I know he's 34, but he's still getting his hands on the ball. Cam Rain had a slow game last week, and he's got so much potential there. You've got Darcy Wilmot, Kitty Coleman. Hasn't he just gone through the roof this week as well too? Lincoln McCarthy probably had his best game for the season on the weekend. So there's so many options. Like Jack Payne, does he come back in after being injured? You think that he will? Darcy Gardner will probably be out. They'll probably swap that around. Kalamachi, Starcevic. I just think that they've got so many more options. Funny enough, they've won the last 6 games against Collingwood. They've won both encounters this year already. They get a lot more. They get a lot more mark. They get more marks inside 50. They get a lot more inside 50s as well too. And I just think looking at the way they play, there's one factor. There's one factor that none of these teams can control, but Brisbane have the advantage.
What's that?
And it's not a nightclub. It's 28 degrees.
It's going to be a hot one.
It's going to be a hot grand final. Now, if you're a team that plays in the heat literally every week, you think you're going to be a little bit more used to it, especially later towards the back end of the game, because it's going to be in the middle of the day. I don't know about you, J-Dog. You've done triathlons in heat. I've played footy in heat, and it's no good. Doesn't matter how conditioned you are. But when you do that week in, week out, you will be able to, you know how to treat it better. You know how to hydrate better. You know how to do everything better. And I just think that is going to be what the biggest difference between these two teams is actually something completely out of their control. It's going to be the heat. And I think that means that a running player will have to win the Norm Smith this year. And I'm actually liking...
Don't you say my person. I picked one.
No. I'm looking at a guy. He definitely is from Brisbane. He's not the obvious answer, but if Hugh McCluggage can get the ball on the wing like he has for a good portion of this year, he is a massive chance to get Normie. And if it's not him, I'm looking at somebody else. And it has to be a running position. So it's got to be a halfback or a halfback or a winger I'm looking at. Because that's, if you ever look who's won it over the last number of years, it's been halfbackers and wingers. Oh, except for Petrarca and that other bloke with the tats. Martin. If Kitty Coleman does what he did last week, this week, he's a massive chance as well too. Okay. So I'm going the Brisbane Lions. They're going to have a 2-goal margin for, I reckon, a majority of the game, and then they'll start to stretch that out towards the back end. And I wouldn't be surprised if this got to maybe 5 or 6 goals by the end. I think it could actually be over 39.5 points, because when they put the foot down, they're very, very hard to stop. And I think there's too much reliance. There's too much reliance on Mychek. There's too much reliance on Jamie Elliott, and they have not fired a shot in these finals. Bobby Hill is not going to come out and kick 3. Charlie Cameron's been quiet. You can't hold a racehorse down.
Okay.
All this time. Right. And I think that they are going to win it quite easily. 5 or 6 goals.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that Collingwood...
Dory Williams on the beautiful chat just comes out with, that makes me moist. Good to have you back, Dale.
So you're saying that Collingwood essentially is leaving it to too few? Too much to too few?
Yeah. I think they're almost like a funnel that they have to, that it gets narrowed in so far at their forward line that they don't have as many scoring options. Like if you go through the Brisbane team, how many different scoring options they've got? Collingwood don't have that. Someone has to, Elliott and Mychek have to kick 5 between them.
Yep.
Have to stand a chance. Because I know Danaher and Hipwood are going to kick 5 between them. I rate them to kick 5 between them easily. I think Charlie Cameron's going to kick more than Bobby Hill. I think Lincoln McCarthy's going to have more than DeGoey. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just look at Rusco as well too. I would put Berry to have more than Rusco. Like, I just think that they've got more options down forward. And on a hot day, that hard running that Collingwood do both ways is going to be taxing. And this
is the thing of Brisbane Lions, which has stood out all year for them. They don't take more than 2 kicks going to the center of the ground. So if you look at every attack they go forward with, it's 1, 2 kicks, and on their third kick, they're going to go to the center of the ground every time. They don't run it down the wings. They run to the center.
No.
They want their forwards running, spreading.
Yep. And if you saw my YouTube preview, I said exactly the same thing, and that's what they did. They love to kick the ball with precision. Like I said, they slice through opposition like Iron Chef Chen Kenichi in a Wagwa challenge. And they did that on the weekend too. So when they got that ball movement going, you can't stop it. Collingwood like to more run and gun with handballs, and that is a more taxing style. And I think it's going to pay its way towards the end of the game.
Which is why it would have been awesome to see Carlton versus a Brisbane final. That would have been amazing, because they're both very similar in the way they like to kick to the center of the ground and then open up their forward from there. Anyway, my Norm Smith is going to be Josh Dunkley.
Yep. Beautiful. Good pick.
Midfielder. It's a midfielder's medal.
Yeah, it's a midfielder's medal. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I think
it's all him.
Yep. I can't see anybody kicking a bag in this game.
Oh, you don't reckon McStay? Not McStay. McCluggage can get off the chain a little bit.
I think McCluggage can get off the chain. Do you remember Chad Warner's game in last year's grand final for Sydney? And he was just everywhere. Didn't make a difference, but he was everywhere. That's the type of game I reckon I could see McCluggage play. Just running up and down that wing and being a link man and setting things up. Like, that's the thing that stands out. You don't have to kick the big goals, but if you're hitting them lace out, bang, because that's how you want your footy. That fits in the voters' eyes big time.
Rue boy, that's the thing I'm worried about, is Danaher eyes it in for the first kick and then just has a day.
I hope so. I'd love it. Just for every Essendon supporter out there, just to say he could have been yours, but because you stuffed him up, would be fantastic.
I know, he's just got jerk.
I love him. I just love him. He's got a sexy mo, just like you. Hey, a couple of things that's been coming through. A couple of the tips coming through. Charlie Keegan is Jazz Boy says fuck Collingwood. Jazz Boy says McKenna for Norm Smith. Bo Hawkins to Goey, 25 and 3 goals. That's an interesting one. He reckons that 28 degrees helped the Lions. Danaher kicking 5. Jazz, the big Mo. He loves the big Mo. I think Danaher's a pretty good pick, but it has to go perfect for him. But funny enough, Davey Salt says the X factor is the MCG. So everybody's got a little bit of a different feeling on this one, which is really good. Can I, before we wrap up this bad boy, until we head out into our last episode, which is next week, can you believe it? Our 6th season of Lace Out is almost finished. Can't believe it.
I know.
6 years already. Which will be next Tuesday night as we give our recap of the grand final. We love our grand final recap, and I know you guys do. I got into a bit of an argument on Twitter, J-Dog.
Oh, no.
Yes.
What'd you do?
Well, someone was actually backing me up. There was an article on the weekend where they spoke about a local footballer kicked a bag of 4 goals.
Okay.
And they go, Peps, this is not a bag, is it? I said, no, that's a participation medal bag. A bag is 6 because your handful is 5 and you need the bag because you can't carry more than 5 in a hand. It's got to be 6. A 6 is a bag. And now it's becoming a little bit, woke in the fact that, that we just it's too hard to kick a 6, so we'll make a bag of 4. No, a bag is 6. Simple as that. And it's starting to get some traction out there on the Twitter sphere, on the X as well, too.
It is, on the X,
really good
the platform.
Yeah, on the platform. A few people were quoting me, Peps, it's 6. It's always going to be 6, mate. It's always going to be 6. Has to be 6. Has to be 6. Got to be 6. Nothing more. Anything more than that's a bag. Anything less. It's just a handful. That's all it is. And a few, that's it. It's not a bag.
All right, Peps.
Yeah, buddy.
Give me your top 3. Brownlow, right now.
Top 3 Brownlow. Nick Dacos.
Winner.
Yep. Christian Petrarca.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bond.
And the Bond. No Butters.
Nah.
Okay. Fair enough.
The only reason I'm saying that is because after 5 rounds, Nick Dacos is on 10 and Petrarca's on 9.
Where's Butters?
In the fridge, hardening up. Hold on. There we go.
He
doesn't fly. You lost your first 8 games of the year, didn't you? Pretty much.
No, he didn't. Lost a couple.
No, it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to sort of see how it goes, mate. I'm really looking forward to it.
Someone here has said this. Projected final result.
Yep.
Petrarca, Butters, Bontempelli. Petrarca 31, Butters 28, Bontempelli 27.
Interesting. Hey, it's all going now. Butters wins, it says Bowie Hawkins. Butters took his mum to the Brownlow. Apparently she's MILF-tastic, according to Brew Boy. He's on fire, isn't he? He's come back from the Europeans. Dacos is in front at the moment, followed by Neil, Petrarca, Bont, Jeremy Cameron. When Jeremy Cameron went berserk.
Oh, yeah. Best player in the AFL, apparently.
Yep. And then didn't do anything after that. That's okay. That's all right.
Tori asked a good question.
Yes.
We'll answer this question, then we'll wrap up, and then we'll do watch Brownlow. All right. Opinion on Sam Newman booing Welcome to Country. Do you know what? Old man's up to it. You can have your opinion. Whatever. If you want to do it, boo it. I don't care. I don't mind it for grand finals week. I don't care.
Yeah.
People want to cancel his podcast. I'm like, no, don't cancel.
Yeah, opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one, but no one really wants to see it. And that's the way I look at it, J-Dog. He's entitled to his opinion, regardless of how stupid it is. Look, you know what? I respect it, but I just don't agree with it.
Yeah,
leave it at that. The less airtime we give it. Funny enough, I saw the way that the Brisbane guy did it. It was a little bit different, and I think I liked it.
Yeah, I like when
Aussie out there.
Bring it into it.
2000 Olympics have killed Aussie. 23 years later, we still can't get it out of our heads. Yeah, but he did a little bit differently, and I liked it.
Oz final, that kills me. The Oz final, when they do Aussie, like, just shut up.
Yeah, just get
What are they called? What are those guys called again, those people?
Oh, the Fanatics.
Fanatics. God, wankers.
They're just like Collingwood supporters. Just annoying.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So, what's up?
Fantail.
Shit.
Fantail. So, yeah, Dacos is winning at the moment, but we know he's going to fall down in a heap. It's going to be interesting. So, we'll have the results for you next week as well, too. Hey, by the way, for everybody, if you haven't had a chance, jump on our YouTube page. Biggest ever video last week. J-Dog, did you see that the video went massive last week, the Collingwood preview?
Do you want a quick YouTube chat?
Yeah.
So we have gone YouTube, everyone. I know I said that a few times now, but we have had some actually, this is the stuff that in our AGM that we talk about, Peps. We have had some good growth over the last few weeks. I thank you everyone for subscribing, watching, and sharing our videos. It does feed the machine and does help our algorithms. We had about 3 subscribers, but in the past month, when we've really started to focus on putting some of our content onto there, it has jumped up to just under 70 now. So I think we're like 67, 60 something.
We had 3 and we did nothing. And now we've got to get the Holy Trinity. 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, then we can get some cash to start, after 6 years, recouping some costs. But that's not all about that. But it's all about just get on there. If you like what we have, like it, subscribe, share, ring the bell, do all that sort of fun stuff. Because
fight in the comments. Have a fight in the comments.
Have a fight in the comments. Roo Boy and Charlie, go nuts. Punch each other up in the chat. We love it. We absolutely
Lace Out AFL. Find us there. Subscribe. Peps does a really good wrap up or good previews to the show. We chop up this show a little bit sometimes, put some things in there. Sometimes we do a bit of something we don't put on our Lace Out Facebook channel. We just go exclusive to YouTube and put a little video up for you.
And I've got a bit of a special one for this grand final.
So jump on there.
Record it tomorrow.
All right, let's go.
Thanks for that, everybody. Appreciate it. And it's time for Jamie's Fantail.
Oh, this is a simple one this week, like they all are. I feel like I'm saying like when Ed would walk out from the footy show and say, "What a big week in football."
Did we mention Footy Tales on this last week?
We did mention Footy Tales. 2 weeks ago, we mentioned Footy Tales. Right, okay. No one take that. That's ours. That's Lace Out trademark. Yeah. All right. Who am I? Born in Texas in 1981, she was the lead of the group Destiny's Child and also starred as Foxy Cleopatra and Austin Powers in Goldmember 2002. I love Gold. I love Goldmember. That's one of my favorite ones, Goldmember. And Dina Jones in Dreamgirls 2006. Haven't seen Dreamgirls. In 2009, Forbes listed her as the number 4 on the top 100 most powerful and influential celebrities of the world. She has been quoted as saying that to get over her shyness, she developed her personality named Sasha Fierce. There was a record, I reckon, called Sasha Fierce, wasn't there? In 2012, she gave birth to her first husband, rapper Jay-Z, whom they named Blue Ivy Carter. In 2013, she created a stir by releasing her 5th solo studio album on iTunes without any prior promotion. Yeah, I remember that. She just dropped it on iTunes. Just released studio bop.
This is the answers coming through.
I like it. Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers only. I love it. Oh, Lizzo.
Oh, Lizzo.
It's just
she's a heck of an artist. This girl.
Which one? Lizzo?
No, my Fantail.
Oh, your Fantail. All right. Leave a response in the chat, everybody. Leave a response in the comments. And that, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and the people on the other side of the Westgate Bridge, that is our 2023 Grand Final preview. Rambo, it's Rambo's birthday, everybody. Rambo, my old mate. He would never put me on the ground, which then I came out and kicked 5.5, and then we lost the Grand Final by 9 points. Mark Durbin's fault. But happy birthday to you, Rambo.
Don't start calling stuff out 10 years later now. Don't do that.
No, mate, it happened in 1992, and I'm still burning for it. That's it.
All right.
Next week, last show for the year. Show for the year. Now, make sure you jump on YouTube. Make sure you jump on YouTube and wait for my Grand Final preview. It is going to be an absolute belter. Yes, J-Dog.
Grand Final. Do you do food before Grand Final, or do you like a little small thing, do a big cook-up at halftime? What do you do? What's your Grand Final?
Oh, no.
What's your strategy?
No, I'll be smoking some pork for about.
Oh, yeah, you like to smoke stuff.
Yeah, I like to smoke some meat.
Oh,
and then
bloats me.
Then we just have that a little bit before. Then we might do some snags at halftime.
Yep.
And then I have a swim.
A couple of jimmies.
No, I'm off the jimmies. I'm a big fan of the.
You were drinking something on Friday night, something black?
Well, no, because Mark bought it. But I'm a big fan of the Brookvale Union lemon.
Oh, yeah. Have you tried the hard solos?
Nah, they're good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
They taste like a solo.
Oh, yeah. But
they're dangerous.
All right, I got to have one because I am a solo man. All right. And Tori's coming, which is great too, over to the footy as well. Listeners, have a great weekend. Enjoy your grand final. All I'm saying is whether it's Collingwood, whether it is Brisbane, football is the winner this weekend. J-Dog, congratulations to the arrival of your beautiful daughter. That's absolutely sensational. We are so proud of you. More importantly, we love everybody joining us. And J-Dog, last question, second last time for the year. And it's as simple as, how do you want your grand final footy and your kids delivered?
Lace out.
That's it. Enjoy the week, listeners. We'll see you next week.
See you, listeners.
Thanks for listening to our latest episode. If you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on iTunes. I'm your host, Chris Pepper, and with Jamie Wallis, we give you your footy how you want it. Peace out.